Hi everyone, happy Thursday. I'm Meteorologist Robertson bringing you a brief update on what's going on outside today. It's, you can read the caption, it's hot. That's the forecast for today. A steamy day, so steamy in fact that we have heat advisories in effect for the entire area. You can really see how the day is going to play out. We're approaching our noon hour. We're not there just yet, but we have heat indices already in the triple digits in some spots. If they're not in the triple digits right now, they're going to get there pretty soon. So that trend, that heat trend, has just been really had a hold on us for much of the week. We had most of the week. We were already seeing above average temperatures, and that just continues into today. So we're going to break down what's ahead for the rest of your Thursday, and we're going to talk a little bit more about when this heat is expected to pull back a little bit. And it's not going to be anytime soon. Not this weekend, even into next week. It really looks like the heat will hold on a little bit. It still has a tight grip on us. So really take your time out there, stay hydrated. And we can just hope for a little bit of rain to cool us off. So if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know in the comment section below. If you can hear me just fine, say hi. And if you have any other questions, throw them at me. I can try to answer them. Hey Sharon, good morning to you. Almost good afternoon. We're at that time. We're almost at lunchtime. Let's get away from the temperatures right now. Feel like temperatures. Let's start a little bit with something that looks a little more pleasant, like our Bellwether Beach Resort camera, St. Petersburg. Let's see if this temperature is actually correct. I'm not sure if it's on the right. Yeah, let's see. So I'm going to change that. That's actually the temperature for Clearwater. Clearwater's at 90 degrees already. St. Pete, 85. So, but still, that is hot. You can even see in the air, when you have those really crisp blue skies, the sun angle does have something to do with that. But when you see the real that charming blue out there in the distance, usually, that indicates that there's drier air, there's not a lot of moisture. But when it's kind of milky like this, you can just tell that there's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. And that is really one thing that's adding on to the heat. We already have air temperatures in the low 90s, low to mid 90s actually, upper 90s in many spots. But when you add on that humidity, it really does make it feel like a different thing. And that's what we're really seeing today, is one of the reasons why we have that heat advisory that was triggered across the area. Speaking of, here it is. The entire viewing area here is under an advisory until this loads here. This advisory actually goes into effect at noon, and then 6 o'clock it expires. That's going to be the peak heat, that window of the day when we're really stressing that you limit your time outside. If you have to be outside, if you work outside, make sure that you are advocating for extra breaks, breaks inside in the AC. Even in the shade, yeah, the shade is a little bit cooler than that direct sunlight, but you really can't escape this heat if you're going to be outside throughout a duration of your day. So make sure that you are really taking those necessary breaks and staying hydrated, obviously. Checking on family, checking on friends, checking on neighbors who may be a little older, who have to really fend for themselves, making sure that they have AC and water. This is a great time to really get involved in your community and just make sure that you're checking out your peeps, making sure that everybody's okay. Because in this situation, yes, Florida, people always say, it's Florida, why are we talking about how hot it is? Yeah, but this is still unseasonably hot. We have temperatures today, we have a high of 96. Our normal high this time of year is 91 degrees. So that's about 5 degrees above average. When you get into this season where temperatures are pretty much in the low 90s, any temperature above that really does count. You can really feel the difference. And of course, when you add on this oppressive humidity, it's going to make it feel like 112 in some spots. That's potentially dangerous for a lot of people. So we're really stressing that people really take their time out there and try to stay inside as much as possible if you can. So our current temperatures, as we head into our noon hour, 89 degrees in Tampa, 92 in Riverview, but these are just the air temperatures. It's not telling the full story. Check out the dew points. Our dew points across the area are in the mid 70s. Some areas seeing upper 70s. Some of these 80s on here, I'm not exactly sure how accurate that is, but especially with the sensors that we're used to seeing, 74 for Tampa, 75 for Lakeland, I'm pretty sure that the dew points are at those temperatures. So sensors are usually pretty correct. So when you have dew points that high, that is miserable. That's in our miserable category. That's above oppressive. That is just, disgusting. So you add on that with the air temperatures, and you get that apparent temperature, that feel-like temperature, what we call a heat index. And this is what we're feeling like outside. If you stepped outside right now in Tampa, it feels like 98 degrees, and it's not even noon yet. You see that heat advisory starts within the next few minutes. We're just going to continue to climb here, and unfortunately, we're not really seeing much rain out there, and that's not going to really give us the relief that we need, these dry skies. The rain really helps us cool us off. In those downpours in the afternoon, and even in the evening hours, they bring in a heavy amount of rain. That rain cooled air will bring temperatures in the low 90s down to the 70s pretty quickly. But we don't have any rain on the radar right now. We're not going to have any rain over the next couple of hours. There is still a chance for a shower and a storm later on today, but that's about the time that we're already starting to cool down already. So no rain cooled air anytime soon, unfortunately. You can see it's just bright, kind of bright, not really bright sunshine out there. You saw those kind of milky clouds in the distance, but you still have that sunshine really heating things up. So unfortunately, that's really our only relief that we look forward to this time of year when you have this type of weather pattern in place, those downpours, and we're just not seeing that today, unfortunately, at least at this time. So unfortunately, yeah, we're going to have to stay hydrated throughout the majority of the day here. I'm going to go over and look at my comments really quickly. Michelle, good morning. Says, be careful when you're outside. Absolutely. Betty, good morning. Joan from Bradenton, good morning as well. Sharon saying, stay cool and hydrated. Yes, everyone, just please grab that ice cold water. This is it's one of the best work gifts they have ever given. This Yeti, oh my gosh, it stays cold forever. I have a hydro flask too. Those are the best investments I ever made. Because you just put the ice in there, you put your water in there, and you have ice cold water for the entire day. Wow, a miracle. So have one of these close to you if you really, if you can, if you even want to go into like a Dick's Sporting Goods or something and buy one, 100%, 10 out of 10. This is really the best thing that you can keep around today, especially if you're going to be outside. Joan said, we got 2.5 inches of rain here last night. It really cooled off. I hate this heat. I know. Yeah, then the thing about the rain, it came in really late, well, kind of late-ish, around 7 o'clock. So about that time, we were already cooling down already, but it did help for a little bit. Some areas were still in the low 90s about the time that the rain moved in here. And we still have a chance for rain later on today. James said, it's ridiculous out here and dangerous for outside workers. Absolutely. I'm really thinking about the construction workers, people and gardeners, people who spend all their time outside, and people who don't have a home, you know, who may not have a shelter in these situations. Hopefully they're getting the relief they need, the help they need during these peak hours of the day, because it's really disheartening to see people outside just baking in this heat. This is just very, very dangerous for a lot of people, and which is why we're stressing, excuse me. Notice signs of heat exhaustion, notice signs of a heat stroke. In the comment section below, I just wrote up an article about today's weather, and it has everything you need to know if you really need to brief yourself about heat-related illnesses and whatnot. It's in the comment section. Check it out. We have more details there. But yeah, this is just one of those days where you got to check up on people, make sure that everybody is okay. And unfortunately, this is going to continue through the weekend. So I'm going to show you all the futurecast here. I'm searching for it right now. This is what we have in store for today. So you see this heat dome. Grant, the graphics god over here. Wonderful depiction of what's going on. You have the sprawling ridge of high pressure. Underneath high pressure, air sinks. When air sinks, it compresses, and as it compresses, it heats up. So when you have that setup in place, you tend to get temperatures on the warmer side, sometimes well above average, especially with a really strong ridge of high pressure that we've seen set up over the lower 48 for the last few days. And this is influencing our weather weather too. So as it continues to kind of move to the west over the next couple of days, we're still not really going to get much relief from the heat. That's still going to be a major influence in our forecast. And also with this type of setup, we're not really seeing a lot of rain in the morning or in the early afternoon, which is why we're really not seeing anything that can really cool us down. So getting throughout the day, you can see pretty dry, but as we get into 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, around the time that we saw those showers and storms form yesterday, we have another round in store today. So kind of around your later commute time and supper time for a lot of people. You can see a few showers developing kind of along I-75 and then pushing towards the coast out into the Gulf of Mexico. That's the flow for today. They're going to start out closer to the inland communities, interior counties, and then push to our coast, Pinellas County, Sarasota, Manatee County, the same areas that got those heavy downpours, and even a severe thunderstorm was triggered yesterday. I'm not expecting potentially any severe weather today, but a storm is possible and a heavy downpour is possible too. And that will cool things off, but you can see the timestamp there, it's 8 o'clock. So by this time, it's like, oh, okay, you finally came, but it came so late. But that is the rain chance for today. A shower is possible mainly at our coast this evening. So by the time a lot of people are heading home from work or I've already picked up the kids from summer camp and whatnot, you may be home when the rain comes through. Heading into Friday, very similar situation. We kick the day off mostly sunny, dry, and hot. I wouldn't be surprised if a heat advisory extends into Friday afternoon as well. So we may have another one in store for tomorrow. Just keep that in mind. And then as we get into the evening, a couple of showers will try to form, maybe even less than Thursday. So Friday's looking pretty dry. As we head into the weekend, we could see some better rain chances. Our rain chances do go up a little bit more, but the heat sticks around. So we're really not going to see much of a dip in those temperatures anytime soon, unfortunately. You can see our normal high temperatures this time of year. 91 degrees. So we have 96 degrees. That's your high for today. Throughout the weekend, we'll remain in those mid-90s across the area. Relatively speaking, yes, we can break a record today. So we had a high today, 96. Our record is 95. If we hit 96, voila, we set a new record. And throughout the rest of the week, we will be really close to those record temperatures in record territory out there, flirting with those highs. So that's really in store for this weekend. Yes, a rain chance, but still it's going to be hot. So if you have any outdoor plans, just keep that in mind. Maybe you want to do things earlier on in the day to kind of beat the heat and get away from that. And another question, looking well ahead into next week, are we going to see any relief? No. Sorry to break it to you, but no. This is our temperature anomaly, temperature outlook rather, as you get into the next few days. Anomaly or outlook. This really shows what areas we'll see either above average or below average temperatures as we head into next week. A very extended outlook. So this is a longer term forecast here, but it looks like that a ridge of high pressure is kind of going to be remaining in place, still dominating the forecast throughout some parts of the lower 48. You can see where that bullseye red area is. They are expecting another chance of above normal temperatures. So we have another round of this to go. Yes, that stretches into Florida. Wherever you see red and orange is where we have a shot or a significant chance of seeing above average temperatures carry into next week. So it's going to be pretty hot once again. You can see where that bullseye is, the deep south. Ooh, it's going to be steamy. It's going to be very, very hot, unfortunately. So really not much of a break, and that is heading into next weekend. So yeah, how about that for June? We have a somewhat slighter, better chance for rain this weekend, so that will cool us off a little bit depending on when the rain moves in. And also next week, scattered showers and storms in the afternoon and evening could help bring back some of those temperatures or help cool us down a little bit. And that's really our only relief at this time. Now you can see here in our outlook, there's not really going to be much relief anytime soon. So that is pretty much it for me, friends. I'm going to wrap it up here because we have the noon show starting pretty soon. I do want to show you these feel like temperatures once again. This is the forecast for today. This is just for the Tampa sensor here, 106. That's what it's going to feel like as we get into the peak heat of the day around 4 o'clock. And as you get further east, Polk County, Hardy, DeSoto, Highlands County, yeah, you guys are the ones who are going to feel the heat a little bit more. So it's going to feel a little bit more like maybe 110, possibly 112 in some spots. The closer you are to the coast, yes, it's a little bit cooler just because you have the influence of the water and you have a little bit of a sea breeze to work with. But even at the coast, we're really not going to get big relief from the heat. The typical type of relief that we tend to get during our summer months here. People run to the coast because it's cooler, and yeah, it is. It's cooler compared to, I don't know, maybe Lakeland or Bartow, but it's still going to be hot nonetheless. It's not like a broken record here, but we just want to tell people, you know, take it easy out there. This is just not today to go hard outside, you know. Roxy says she feels for the roofers. I do too. Gosh, they're really in that direct sunlight high up there. So that is definitely one of the tough jobs. It'd be interesting to do a kind of a story about tough jobs during a heat advisory. Maybe I'll pitch that. You know, think about that type of stuff. Crystal said it's hot. And Murph, what's up? Weekend coming soon. Yes, it is, sir. Yes, it is. It's coming soon. I'm telling you right now, I'm escaping the heat. I won't be here this weekend. I'm going north. Away from this. So that is it for me. I'm going to leave it on a nice escape shot from Bellwether Beach Resort. Let's escape for a little bit as we head into our lunchtime hour. You can see how beautiful it is, but you can just see how milky those skies are. It's all that moisture. And maybe a little bit of dust too in the atmosphere that actually may be impacting this view here. That Saharan dust has pushed all the way into the Gulf of Mexico. So it looks like that could have a bit of an influence on our skies right now. But yeah, you can just look out there and you can tell that it's hot. All that sunshine blasting on that sand. Oof. Whew, whew. What a hot day. All right, that's it for me. I'm gonna wrap it up, eat some lunch, drink some water. Get y'all one of these. We're gonna be heading outside over the next few hours. Take your time out there and take as many breaks as possible. And I will see you all later with another update. There may be some showers and a storm or two on the radar by the time I come back on here later on today. Probably not a lot. But we'll be keeping an eye on the radar for those afternoon showers and storms once again this afternoon. And I will see you all soon. All right, bye.